Hey YouTube! So this video is going to be about a big one that is PA shadowing. So PA shadowing is super important because if you want to be a physician assistant, you have to be able to tell whoever you're interviewing with what a PA does, and you have to be able to know that that is indeed what you want to do. So I think the biggest thing that you should be able to get out of PA shadowing is being able to tell somebody in a nutshell, what does a PA do? From what I've noticed in my own shadowing is that a PA does a whole lot of paperwork. Each PA that I've shadowed has also talked about that. They say, yeah, we love to do our job and help people, but there's so much paperwork that comes with every single thing that we do. And so they're always, documenting every single conversation that they have and what the symptoms are, what the patient, you have to have your signs, your symptoms, your what they do have, the pertinent negatives, what they don't have. That's also really important. All the medications, what you're going to prescribe them, what is their fitness level, what are they doing, like all different kinds of things. It's a lot of paperwork, but it makes sense. You're dealing with insurances, you're dealing with people's health. You want to be able to document everything properly in case anything does come up that could present an issue. You have to have that documentation showing that you did your job correctly. So yeah, lots of paperwork. A PA also functions, depending on the PA, as I feel like the doctor's right-hand man. That's what I've seen in a lot of my shadowing experiences. The PA will function as another doctor, essentially. And there's always different things that they have to go and, if you're not completely sure about something, you always have your doctor to ask. That's something that I found was really beneficial and something I'm looking forward to. Sometimes you need a second opinion. Sometimes you've got to make sure that what you think is correct. And so you have your doctor right there in order to talk to you about that as well. So my shadowing experiences. So I have shadowed in orthopedics. Loved it. That was my absolute favorite. I've spent a couple days shadowing an orthopedic clinic in Round Rock. I got to see like all kinds of really cool x-rays of just people who had arthritis. I saw bone spurs. Did you know there's like two little bones on the bottom of your feet called the sesamoid bones? They basically look like little kneecaps, but they're not. They're like on the bottom of your foot. And there was, I learned that those existed. And I also got to see one of them that was completely broken in half. That was really cool. I've seen stitches removed. I've seen stitches put in place. I've seen them cast. I've seen somebody who had just had their knee replaced, and it was 1 week post-op, and that was pretty cool. That's a pretty gnarly incision, let me tell you about that. So far, that's been my favorite experience is the orthopedics, and at this point, that's something that I definitely would see myself doing in the future. I've also had shadowing experience in cardiology. I got to see a bunch of different stress tests. I got to feel a patient's pulse with who was in atrial fibrillation. That was pretty cool. They call that AFib, and I enjoyed that a lot. A lot of the patients in cardiology were older, so they were all really sweet, and I don't know, they were just all really happy people in general, and that always makes things better when your patients are really appreciative of what you're doing. What else happened there? That was about it for cardiology. I really enjoyed the PA I shadowed in cardiology. That's another one that I would like to shadow more of. So that's something I'm going to work on, see if I can get back into that clinic this Christmas break. And then the last area I've shadowed in PA-wise is family medicine. See a lot of ENT, ear, nose, throat examinations, a whole lot of those there. I mean, you get all ages from, little babies up until your older population, and so that was neat to see just like a variation of patients. And I'd probably say it was my least favorite just out of the three that I've shadowed. mainly because of the repetition. There was a whole lot of ear, nose, and throat examinations, and I think in my opinion I'd only wanted to, I wouldn't want to do those all day long. So that's just me though. I will obviously, I mean, I need to learn that stuff anyways. That's so important. That's your basis, family medicine. So it's definitely something that I will want to do and learn and everything, but I just don't see myself working in that environment for a long time as I'm older. But that's just me. So those are my PA shadowing experiences. I need to get more. In Texas, there's only one school that has a PA shadowing minimum for hours, and that is UT Pan America, and they would like to see at least 50 hours. So that's my goal. I've already got them, but I'm just going to keep on shadowing just to show my interest and make sure that, you know, when anybody does ask me, what does a PA do? I can be able to tell them based on my experiences, which is really important for PA school in general. I've also shadowed a bunch of MDs. All of my MD shadowing experience has been through family medicine. I received a lot of that on a medical mission trip. I did that in January of 2013, and we went to Honduras, and I got to shadow a gynecologist, 3 family practice doctors, and also a dentist. So that was kind of cool. I was actually able to put the, what's it called, the filling stuff. I don't know what it's called right now. I don't want to be a dentist, but I got to put that stuff on somebody's teeth myself. That was really cool. They allowed me to do that, and I don't know, I really enjoyed that as well. It's not something I want to do for the rest of my life, but I got to watch extractions there and cavities, lots and lots of fillings. That was a really cool experience. I definitely recommend that if any of y'all can do that. So yeah, that's the shadowing experience I have. Overall, with PA and MD shadowing hours, I believe I have 62. I'm definitely going to keep on shadowing PAs though. I mean, obviously that's the main ones you want, but I also want to be able to know the difference between what an MD and a PA does. So far, there really isn't that much of a difference aside from the responsibility levels that I've noticed. And I really like the teamwork aspect from the PA and physician. You know, you're working together to solve a common goal. And I think that's really cool that you have somebody to lean on and bounce ideas off of. And that's also something I've noticed with each PA I've shadowed. Some of them don't have as much contact as others with their like overseeing physician, but those who do, you know, it's really cool to watch that relationship happen and then, you know, talk about what they just saw. Well, this is what I think is happening. What do you think? And, you know, usually from my experiences, they always say, yeah, no, that's good. You know, do what you need to do with that. Very rarely have I seen, in fact, I haven't seen at all, a physician say, no, you're wrong. Like, I need to go see that patient right now and figure out what's going on. You know, the physician has to have a lot of confidence in their PA since it is functioning as their assistant. And I think that's something that's really cool too, because, you know, the physician's counting on you, the patient's counting on you. And so it makes you feel really important yourself. And I definitely like having a lot of responsibility. That's something I've always enjoyed. I like people counting on me. And so I definitely am looking forward to that aspect of being a PA. So get your PA shadowing hours. They're super, super important. It's definitely a key aspect in your applications. I've had friends who have applied to PA school. The first time they only had about 20 hours of PA shadowing experience. They didn't get in. The second time they had about 60. They got the interview. So that could make a huge difference in your application. So definitely, definitely try and get your PA shadowing hours. Here's my thing with them. It is so hard to find a PA to shadow. I mean, everywhere your physicians and your PAs are used a lot. And so it's hard to get in. It's like once you get your foot in the door, you're good. But it's really hard to get your foot in the door in general. So here's my biggest advice with that. Invest in some business casual. Do your research on the computer. Like, look around for, like, small local clinics. If you're going to go to a hospital, hospitals have a lot of rules and regulations, and so you're probably not going to have as much luck finding somebody to shadow at a hospital. But if you're going to, like, your little local clinics, there's a really good chance that by dressing nicely, presenting yourself well, walking in the door, saying who you are, what your mission is, and that you would really like to shadow somebody in that area. I mean, I've had success each and every time I've done that. And that's how I got to shadow my orthopedic PA and my cardiology PA. So that was definitely something I recommend to anybody and everybody. You can email as much as you want, you can call as much as you want, but it's really easy to ignore an email and a phone call. It's not